additional items to be placed on the agenda this evening?
No additional items.
Next we have open forum. Is there anybody in the audience who wishes to speak this evening?
I would like to.
Okay.
How many minutes do I have?
You get 5 minutes. You can just stand up and
Can I
identify
have
yourself.
5 minutes at the beginning and 5 after, or just 5 minutes?
Well, no,
This is
we have allowed people to speak at both beginning and at the end of open forum. Yes.
So can I have 5 and 5?
I would think so,
Okay,
but give
very
me
good.
that opportunity to hear what the 5 minutes is about.
Anna Campos, A&M, I have a child, and I live in Willow Springs. I have a child in Pleasantdale kindergarten with Academy. We've been having, it has been a terrible year for my daughter with this teacher. I'm gonna try to, I have copies. Please don't count this.
If you could just give them to the recording secretary.
That was good.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you briefly. Since the beginning of last year, my daughter expressed that she was having problem with Miss McFadden, understanding her. Miss McFadden doesn't like me, Miss McFadden never picks me. So I explained to her, Lizzie, you know, it's because you have many kids and you have to wait your turn. Ma'am, can you believe she says she doesn't like to be hugged? Who doesn't like to be hugged? Well, that passed. I gave her many hugs and she forgot about it. Okay, one day she came home very happy. And she told us, Mom, you know, Miss McFadden does like me. You know, I was the only one she picked, and we play a game. She took me to the front, and I was the only one. She does like me, and I said, see, I told you, you know, wait, and you will find out that she does like you. Tell me about the game you play with her. So she told me, Miss McFadden took me to the front. She went to my hair, and then she started making lines of my hair. And then passing her fingers through it was so ticklish, man. It was so fun. And this is very strange game. 2 days after that, I received a letter from the school that kids had been checked for lice. Okay? I never thought that Miss McFadden was playing a lice game with my daughter. But the kids started asking Lizzie, do you have lice? Because Miss McFadden was checking your head the other day. Lizzie asked me, Mom, do I have lice? I said, no. Lizzie, you don't have any lice. Don't worry about it. After that, that passed. On September last year, I was called at work because Lizzie, according to Miss McFadden, Lizzie was sick. Lizzie was brought to Nurse Lisa. And Lisa called me at work and said, Lizzie has 100.6 temperature. Said Lizzie was sent to school okay, but if you say so, I sent my son to pick her up. Carlos went to pick her up with Katie. They brought Lizzie home. Lizzie was playful, fine. She wants to eat. They took her temperature. It was 98.6. That passed. Lisa reminded them that according to school regulation, Lizzie had to stay home 48 hours because she was sent home with fever. Okay. Not too long after that, I received a second call at work. Exactly the same. Come and pick up Lizzie because Miss McFadden said she feels one. She's not feeling good. She's complaining. What is her temperature, Lisa? It's 100.6. That's strange. The same temperature for the second time. Okay. I asked my son to go with her wife, pick her up, brought her home. Lizzie's temperature in the 98 range. I asked my oldest daughter is a school nurse. And I asked, Gina, you know, every time, the second time, 100.6, what do you think? She said, it don't make any sense. When she gets home, the temperature changed so suddenly. So we approached Dr. Osorio, Lizzie's doctor. He said, you know what? There's no reason for the temperature. The symptoms, maybe she gets nervous, she can develop a stomach pain, and that's common, you know, in some children. But the temperature changes, don't worry about it. I examined her, she looked fine. The third time, I was called at work because Lizzie's temperature was 100.6. And Miss McFadden doesn't want Lizzie to be sick in her classroom. This time I said, it don't make any sense. Something has to be wrong. I asked my son, you know what? Go pick up Lizzie, bring a thermometer from home, buy a thermometer at Walgreens, and please take the temperature in front of Lisa and have her witness. They did as I asked. Lizzie's temperature was normal. They asked Lizzie, how you feeling? It's fine, Miss McFadden said. Come to the office, my mom will pick me up. Okay? I called, my son put Lisa on the phone. I asked Lisa, this is the third time Lizzie has the same 106 temperature. It don't make any sense. Something has to be wrong. Are you still gonna ask her to go home sick with 100.6 after you witnessed the normal temperature? She said, yes, I have to, because my thermometer showed 100.6. Lizzie was sent home again and asked to stay 48 hours. Okay, at that point, Lisa told me, Miss Mac, if I keep her home, send her back to Miss McFadden, she will not allow to stay in the classroom. Okay, I took Lizzie. The fourth time, Friday, Miss McFadden sent me a note. Miss Campos, at 3:20 on Friday, Lizzie's temperature was 100.6. Does it make any sense to anybody? I don't think so. I went to school, I spoke to Mr. Vandekar, and I approached him. This is the fourth time of 100.6. This is unacceptable. The child is not sick. The child is not having fever. He looked at me with no comments, not in his head, and suddenly he said, it was a faulty thermometer, and we took care of it. I approached him and I asked him, have you talked to Lisa about her assessment, having a child with 100.6? I'm not a nurse. Okay, that passed. Okay, that's no explanation, okay? I question about the school having only one thermometer, because it was only one thermometer. Mr. Vandekar said the second thermometer was borrowed by the middle school because they didn't have one. So we have a middle school without a thermometer that asked the elementary school for the thermometer. When I question about Miss McFadden sending my daughter to the nurse, he commented that Miss McFadden didn't want Lizzie in her class. He had no comment. And I told you about the following Friday that she already said, even though Lisa knew and he knew, Mr. Vandekar knew that it was a faulty thermometer, Miss McFadden sent me a note that the temperature was still 100.6. After I already talked to the principal, I was informed about the faulty thermometer. Okay? I went to Mexico in April 15. I returned in April 22nd. Okay? I was asked to bring a doctor's note when Lizzie come back from Mexico. I brought the doctor's note. When we returned, Lizzie was taken to the doctor. She was fine. She brought a doctor's note to school. That was fine. She attended Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. On Thursday, I was called at work that Lizzie was taken to the nurse because she was complaining about stomachache, headache, and temperature. Okay, because I want to go to the end before I may not have time to finish.
Ms. Campos, I think we have exceeded the 5
Okay.
minutes.
Then
so,
at the end,
at your request,
I will
are you
follow.
okay with? Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Is there anybody else in the audience this evening who wishes to speak at this time? Thank you. We'll move on then to our consent agenda. This evening's consent agenda consists of approving the regular meeting minutes of April 15, 2009, approving the closed session meeting minutes of April 15, 2009, which are on file, approving the organizational meeting minutes of April 29, 2009, approving closed session meeting minutes of April 29, 2009, which are on file, approval of the payment of April payroll and May warrants, approve the milk bid and fees, approve the paper bid, approving hot lunch contract renewal, approving cleaning service contract, appointment of the auditor, and approving the May 2009 personnel report. I was bill checker this month, and Catherine and I had a lengthy conversation on a variety of the bills. Probably worth bringing to the board's attention is the fact that AT&T is still ongoing. Catherine, do you just want to speak to the status on that?
I've left 2 emails with Rigley,